Good day, this is Roy. Today is Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. And for me, another day of learning and growing. Hope that you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well and staying safe. So I do have the heat on. Hopefully it's not too loud in the video. If it is, I apologize. But I'm just sitting down recording my vlog. It is a little afternoon, which is unusual for me to record a video. But want to catch up on some rest this morning. Was able to go run some errands around 10. Just wrapped up that, and now I'm in for the day. Yeah, it's the beginning of a new year and beginning of continuation of my budget. And it's going to be a little bit easier now because as of the first, really, I'm now officially home. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I've been traveling back and forth between here and my old office for the past 2 months, since November 1st. And I put roughly 260 miles, let's just say 300 miles a week on my car in the process. And also stayed at hotels each week while my home is on the market. It's been a long 2 months, but I'm very fortunate that I didn't have any lupus flares, didn't have any major illnesses or anything. Had safe travels back and forth because I was leaving at 4 in the morning on Tuesday, getting to work roughly around 7 a.m. I would stop and have breakfast and take my medications and everything. And then I'll go straight to the office and then check in a hotel after work on Tuesday. Work until Friday, and then Friday I would leave after work, drive back here. So basically 3 days here, 4 days there. And it was pretty taxing, pretty crazy. So I did wrap up things in my previous office, and that went well. They had a going away gathering for me. And was very well. I was thankful, caught off guard, a little shy. I don't like being the center of attention, but I just feel very fortunate that they did that for me. So let me see. I got back in town on New Year's Day. I spent a little time with my folks, and then came back and went straight to work. Well, unloaded my car, and then went straight to the office. Had to run some reports beginning of the year. So I was there for about 3 or 4 hours, and then went back home. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the office Friday and do some things. Just not too much. Just kind of be there for a few hours, and then I'm gonna head back home. Well, that few hours turned into a whole day at the office, and I was able to get a lot done. But it was, let's just say, I was ready to take the day off, but I didn't, and that's okay. Not sure when I'm going to have the ability to take some time off. Maybe in February, I hope. If I could take a day off before that, that'll be fine too. But yeah, so I'm going to spend spend this weekend resting, but now I'll be able to get more unpacked, because this has really been an ongoing process since I moved in November. But now I'll be able to get things to where I want it. I could just take my time with it and really make the place comfortable environment. I'm going to have a lot to learn in my new role. It's a previous role that I worked prior to me being diagnosed with lupus. I stepped down in 2019, so it's been almost 6 years since that happened. Well, it's been over 6 years now. Wow, can't believe it. But it's good to be back in decent health. Like I said, it didn't hit me that I didn't have any flares until I had talked to my sister, and she had mentioned that. I was like, yeah, I hadn't had any flares. I didn't have to call in sick. I left there was one day I didn't go to work, but I drove back home. So I guess that'd be a sick day. Yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But it was the first week that I started the commute, and so yeah, I remember what happened. So when I moved, it was over the weekend. It was November 1st. I was in a lot of pain, but I knew I had to be back to work by Tuesday. So I left, got to work, and I did fine Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but Thursday evening I was feeling horrible, and I said, I'm not gonna go to work. I'm just gonna go back to my new home. So I went back home. But besides that, I hadn't taken off any days. I could be wrong about that. I think I may have taken off a day or two on a Monday to take care of things here. Yeah, that's exactly right. So I lied. I took off approximately 3 days within the past 2 months. I guess that's something. And not counting holidays, things like that. So that's that. But it's taken some skillful budgeting to be able to do this. So my trick, I guess, not my trick, but my budgeting plan, I go by the zero-based budget, where I assign every dollar to do this job. And so what I did is each week I used one credit card, and I charged everything to the credit card. So my hotel room, gas, food, I put it on one card, but I set aside the money for those purchases. And as all the charges had cleared on my credit card, I paid it off. So right now I have a balance from last week, but prior to that I don't have any other balances. I'm just waiting for the last of the charges to clear, and then I'll go ahead and pay off the credit card. At the same time, I was setting aside money for my mortgage, my HOA, now my rent, and the expenses that come with that, electricity, water, things of that nature, no HOA. And so right now, this is the first month where I'm having to pay both rent and mortgage. The past 2 months, my rent has been free. It was part of the deal with moving here. And so that helped out tremendously, because I was spending, like I said, roughly $300 a week. And that's not even including food. So let's round that up. Let's say I'm spending $400 a week. I hadn't taken that close of a look to look back on it, because I was just going through it. So I'm saving roughly, let's just say $1,200. Yeah, let's say $1,200 a month, roughly. Yeah, roughly $1,200, maybe $1,500. Let's say that $1,500 a month. So now I'm going to flip that and put that towards my mortgage and towards my rent for the next few months. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, but as long as I can sell my home. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, I was just saying, as long as I can sell my home in like a month or two, I should be fine. If it goes any further, then I'm going to have to consider renting the place out. And I guess that's okay. The thing that I'm hopeful about is that interest rates are going down, and so that should help. But it's been slow traffic from what I'm hearing, and we hadn't had to reduce the price on it yet. But that's something I may have to consider if if it drags on too long. Put my place on the market November 21st, so right before Thanksgiving, and it's just not a good time. The holidays and everything. But now that the holidays are over, hopefully there are people that are earnest about home shopping, and then I can have some good news for you. So to wrap up 2025 for me, I stuck to all my targets. I paid off that last personal loan, but I am taking out another loan to cover some of the expenses I took out and getting some repairs done to the home. So I'll talk about that in a future video. It'll be the first time that I've gone backwards in my debt journey by a couple thousand. But it is what it is. I've got to do it. Prayerfully, the house sells, and then I just go ahead and pay off the loan and be done with that. And yeah, I think that's all I got for now. Okay, if you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you don't post my videos, you can find me at youtube.com/@not in my budget. As always, thank you for watching. You all take care.